Well, it's been a year and a half of challenges, losses, isolation, and grief, thanks to COVID-19.
And even though things are getting back to normal now, the pandemic has left a lot of people feeling drained and struggling. UW Health distinguished psychologist Dr. Shyla Murgain joins us today with some simple ways to recharge your emotional batteries. We could all use that.
Yeah.
Hi, Shyla. Good to see you.
Oh, great to see you, Susan and Brady. Thanks for having me.
This is interesting. You've done a lot of research about recovery and that it comes in phases and it takes a while. So what phase are we in right now coming out of this incredible year and a half we've all been through?
Yeah, it's such a great question. When you look at natural disasters or pandemics like COVID, we go through some predictable phases. There's the disaster when it hits, then the impact of the pandemic. And then afterwards, there's a kind of an immediate aftermath. And then we go into a dissolution phase, which can last up to a year, and then ultimately recovery. And we're in that dissolution phase, which can be really challenging. Many people are still struggling. They feel drained. They don't have pep in their step. They feel like they, in a sense, are languishing, which is one of the terms we're hearing. So people are experiencing that. You're not alone. However, we want to work on ways to get out of that so we can really flourish and get into that recovery phase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when you talk about when people are languishing, what are some of the symptoms of that? How are people feeling through that?
Yeah, there's a sense of stagnation that people are experiencing, or emptiness, or low energy, or drained, or kind of like you're just muddling through life, through your days, lacking a sense of purpose, almost like you're looking at life through a foggy mirror and don't have that sense of clarity.
And you have a very interesting self-assessment quiz. It's a way to sort of figure out if you're languishing or flourishing right now, right? So you ask yourself certain questions. What are those questions?
Yeah, thank you, Susan. And this is based on the Harvard's Flourishing program. Wender Vale was the one who came up with it. And just by thinking about these questions, it can actually help us flourish more. So there's simple questions like, number one, how satisfied are you with your life as a whole right now? How do you feel about how you're taking care of your physical health and your emotional health? How satisfied and connected are you with those relationships? How happy do you usually feel? And some of my personal favorites are, do you wake up ready to start your day, or do you feel like, oh, I'd rather go to sleep? And lastly, do you have a sense of purpose, or does much of your life, most of your days, feel kind of meaningless? And just by reflecting on those, it can really spark some change to think about, how do I, again, get out of this rut, go from languishing into really that sense of flourishing, into that full recovery.
Yeah, and before we wrap up, how do we flourish? What are some of the things that we can do?
I'd like to talk about 4 simple strategies. 1, do good. Think about doing 5 simple acts of kindness once a day each week. That will really boost your mood. Number 2, be good with good body language. When we languish, we tend to kind of close inward. And instead, there's research that shows if you can pull your shoulders back, have your arms at your side, head up, half smile, that will really improve your energy. And then also notice good. Gratitude, savoring the positive does wonders to really bring energy. And lastly, learn something new and good, right? We're at this phase in the pandemic, things are opening up, life is coming back, and there's probably a lot that you might want to really get into and learn about. And again, that can give us that sense of accomplishment and meaning and purpose.
Those are great strategies.
Yeah, we all need them.
We all need them. Very helpful. We'll all get there, everybody, one day at a time. Shyla, thank you so much. Great to see you.
Great to see you both. Thanks for having me. A real pleasure.
We'll see you soon.